InsyaAllah kita cuba yang terbaik ya. So roughly now at the moment we have about 26. If I'm not mistaken, based on the feedback received from the organizing committee, I think roughly about 70 participants have registered for this event. And for those who know your friends, a colleague who wanted to join and they're a bit late, maybe you can invite them to join in so that you are able to share the experiences, the knowledge throughout the JNU Youth Nation Network for today. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. A very good morning to everyone. Welcome to JLU Youth Nation Alumni Network. My name is Mr. Bhaktya from MMU Savijaya. Thank you very much for joining for this event. So this event is a one-day event, as I mentioned earlier just now, from 8:30 until 4 p.m. So we have a lot of sharing session from the agencies and also from alumni from 4 respective institutes, and bear with us and really hope that you can add value, give feedback, and share your contact. All right. Oh, Norsiah alumni. So for MMU, the tagline is a bit unique lah. We call it Permata Dunia. Okay. I'm not sure about others lah. Maybe you can share lah. What do you call if you finish your studies? Is there any some sort of like name that you put together lah? For MMU, we call it Permata Dunia. Okay. Thank you, Alin. For being with us for today. All right. Okay, today what I'm going to do, before I pass the floor to Mr. Abi Ommaya for the MDEC briefing, so let me share a little bit about Mr. Abi Ommaya so that we can, get to know him better. Okay, so I think Mr. Abi Ommaya will share about entrepreneurship, how best MDEC can, help you guys out there in terms of whatever business you're doing or startup and everything related to digital. So I'm gonna share a little bit about Mr. Abi Ommaya. Okay, Mr. Abi Ommaya is currently the manager of Sharing Economy Development Department with Malaysia Digital Economy Corporation. So his main responsibility includes advocating the use of sharing economy models in strategic sectors and implementing gig workforce development program for targeted communities. So interesting, gig workforce development. So this is very interesting nowadays with a lot of people working remotely. So gig work or unemployment or underemployment, people move towards to joining MDEC. He was attached to the Ministry of Education, Performance and Delivery Unit, PADU. And before that, he was an engineer, performance consultant in the private sector for about 6 years. Okay, so basically, he has about 13 years of work experience in various industries with multifaceted competencies in strategy, governance, public policies, government affairs, business intelligence, business planning, stakeholder management, program management, continuous improvement, digitalization, IT strategy, and finance and procurement. So he holds a Bachelor of Engineering in Mechatronic Robotics from UniKL and is a registered engineer with the Malaysian Board of Engineers. And apart from that, he is a certified in Six Sigma and MPS since 2008 and 2015 respectively. So he also enjoyed foods, and this is one thing interesting about him. He is a Manchester United fan. Welcome to the club. Okay. So, with that note, I pass the floor to you, Mr. Abi Ommar. The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Cik Bhatia, for the introduction. So I hope everything is okay with you guys, the audience. So I'll start off the presentation by sharing my screen. Yeah. So hold on for a second. So can you guys see my screen now?
Okay. Yes, becoming a digital entrepreneur, right?
Yeah.
The
Okay.
sharing economy way. All right. Yes, you
Alright.
can see it clearly.
Right. So for the start, let's do a bit of introduction. But unfortunately, I couldn't see the screen when it comes to the platform that we are using, the Google Meet, right? So perhaps if you guys could raise your hand, just say hi at the chat box, just to cook up things lah. Yeah, thank you. I can hear the icons lah clicking. Alright. So can you see my face ah? No, lah.
Yes, you can see your face.
Alright. I thought I didn't turn it on. Okay, so let's start the session.
In terms of the camera is not the camera is not on lah, but we can see the face from your. Yeah.
I see. Okay, let me turn on my camera.
Are you able to switch on your camera?
Yeah, I'm going to switch it on lah. So it's going to be more interactive lah. Right. Yeah.
Gonna spend the whole day here. Why not open the camera so that we get to know each other better? Who knows?
Yeah.
Buka masa malam boleh tiba-tiba. Yeah. Okay. We can see your face, Mr. Abi Ommaya.
Can I?
Right. Okay.
Right.
Yes. All right.
Right. So one interesting point about digitalization is that it has disrupted so many things lah. So many industry verticals have been disrupted. In the realm of being an entrepreneur, such as you guys, I believe all of you GLU alumni are entrepreneurs, right? The audience of this session. So in a way, digitalization has become, the norm these days. And what are we doing as of now in MDEC is that we want to ensure that digitalization wouldn't just become this thing that you call as the disruptor, one of the many disruptors of the industry, but we want it to become to be digitalization to be part of the enablers for entrepreneurs or in any other industries to be able to become lebih maju lah, kan? So dengan izin, so I'll start off the session, and if you guys are okay, I'm going to conduct the session in dual language lah. Okay. So my topic, the topic for today is to how do you guys becoming a digital entrepreneur, the sharing economy way. Of course, if we are to do it the MDEC way, it would be much different. So the topics that I'm going to cover will be broader lah, but the sharing economy
The MDEC way, alright, unique.
The MDEC way. So the MDEC way is kita ada multiple initiatives prepared for you, but in the case of my portfolio, so I'm going to share the sharing economy way lah. So it's a more structured as well as a more silo way of explaining things to you to become an entrepreneur by being involved in the sharing economy industry. So by way of introduction, again, my name is Abi. So you can just call me Abi, no issues. There are going to be 4 sections to my presentation today. I'm going to first introduce you to what MDEC does and our role in nation building. What is sharing economy? Okay. What are the challenges ahead? Current state of affairs. What are the opportunities for you guys? And then what are the key 2 flagship initiatives that we've conducted for the past 6 years, Iriziki and Blue. And then the third part will be the question and answer, as well as the fourth part is, this is the most exciting part, because I'm going to provide you giveaways. So there are prizes to be won, so stay tuned.
Oh, that's great. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I'll move on to the first part, right? So because this is going to be very brief introduction. All right, let's start off with the introduction. There are going to be 2 parts of it. This slide ada 4. So the first thing is about MDEC. MDEC is again Perbadanan Ekonomi Digital Malaysia. We are an agency under the Ministry of Communications and Multimedia. So we are mandated by the government to champion the digital economy agenda for the benefits of the people, businesses as well as investors in Malaysia. So there are 3 parts of it. And then second part is I'm going to share with you guys about sharing economy. So what is sharing economy? When it comes to sharing economy, there are various terms to it, right? So the most popular one is gig economy. But when it comes to for the sake of being standardized, right, the nation has identified the term as sharing economy. So this is the standard term being used by the Ministry of Finance, the Economic Planning Unit, the ministries across in Malaysia. This is the standard term, sharing economy. Nonetheless, the general public has always been associated with the term gig economy. There is also another term for sharing economy, so platform economy, crowdsourcing economy. So regardless of the terms, right, uh, there are no issues for you to identify yourself. I am involved in gig economy. I am involved in sharing economy. I am involved in crowdsourcing economy. There are no issues. But the main thing is that you need to understand what is sharing economy, what is gig economy. So what is it, right? So basically, it is a socio-economic system. Number one, it is powered by digital platforms. Second, it is a form of sharing of assets as well as resources between individuals, governments, businesses, as well as investors. And the third part is it allows increased utilization of assets as well as resources and promotes access over ownership. So this is the most important thing. So access over ownership. And then this is defined by the Malaysian National Framework and Strategic Roadmap on Sharing Economy in 2017 by MDEC, the Economic Planning Unit, Bank Negara Malaysia, Pemandu, as well as Monitor Deloitte. And then why are we doing this, right, nationwide? Because we do this because there is this one specific goal in mind, which is to enable Malaysians from all sectors to be able to generate an income. So it is an avenue for Malaysians to generate an income via platforms. Okay, how do we do this? Is by way of rolling out. The first things that we did back then, in 2015, is to roll out e-Rezeki since 2015, and then the second one is GLOW, short form for Global Online Workforce Initiative. So this was rolled out in 2018 as a spin-off of the e-Rezeki program. The main idea is again the same, for Malaysians to be able to earn an income via digital work or non-digital work, powered by platforms. And coming back to what MDEC does, with regards to the things that we do since 1995, when the agency was formed, we started off doing multimedia, ICT stuffs. But as the industry progresses, we are now in the age of IR 4.0. So for the Rakyat, there are various initiatives that we have conducted for the past few years. But I just want to focus on GLOW and e-Rezeki, okay, because this is related exclusively. The presentation that I'm going to showcase to you guys is exclusively sharing economy, right? So for businesses, also we've got Firdaus, SME Digital Accelerator, the FTZ, My Digital Workforce, and for investors, we do have the GAIN, MTAP, and for more info, you can always go to our website and look at for more detailed info on what we are doing, what we have done so far, the achievements and sort of. Okay, where are we at MDEC as an agency, right? Or rather exclusively Malaysians, where are we at when it comes to the sharing economy industry? So we have so far participated, enrolled more than 400,000 Malaysians. We've trained more than 300,000 Malaysians. And when it comes to number of income being generated by the active participants of the sharing economy industry, this is a 1.36 billion market. So of course, when it comes to the contribution to the GDP, this is not something that to be proud of, but we are getting there because sharing economy is part of digital economy, and digital economy contributed, the number being contributed to the GDP is getting higher by the year, and it is expected by 2030, the number is to hit 30%. So this is the targets that you are working on as an agency. All right, I'll move on to the next slide. Sorry, I should have put it Okay, so part one, right? This is the second part of the introduction. So I'm going to, let's just take a step back, and look at the local landscape. What are the outlooks? What are the things like as of now? What are the challenges that we are facing? And whether through these various issues that we are facing, whether there are opportunities for us. So the answer is yes. There are definitely opportunities for us Malaysians when it comes to issues, right? Because in any challenges, in any issues, in any difficult situations, there are opportunities for you to take. Right. So what are the issues, right? So this is based on the report by the Edge. This is the report was back in August 2021. So what are the issues, right? So the first issues, of course, number one, jobs have become scarce due to the ongoing pandemic. Of course, whether or not there is a pandemic, jobs will always be on a declining trend, right? And then second, based on the survey by the Ministry of Entrepreneur Development and Cooperatives, MDEC, it shows that 49% of the MSME sector is at risk to fail by October 2021. But I do not have the figure as of now. But of course, these are issues, right? These are, potential issues that have become issues, potential risks that have become issues. All right, let's move to the opportunities. What are the silver lining, right, from all of these issues that we are facing right now? So the first thing is sharing economy is bucking the trend. Whether you like it or not, it is bucking the trend because the number of workers in this sector, is growing during the pandemic, and I believe post-pandemic it will grow exponentially. And second, a 2019 study by KWSP, they estimate that nearly 4 in 10 of the Malaysian workforce would be gig workers in the next 5 years. And Qwork, this is a platform. They provide companies such as DHL, Lazada, and McDonald's with skilled and low-skilled gig workers, right? So they received 20,000 gigs, and it will fulfill by 15,000 of their registered gig workers. This was in 2020. Perhaps, let's take a step back. Perhaps you are a bit confused, right? How does this work, the sharing economy? So sharing economy, e-Rezeki and Glow is essentially intermediary platforms where we aggregate jobs, on-demand jobs that are posted by companies like such as DHL, Lazada, McDonald's, Petronas. They post it in certain platforms. So these are the so-called, on-demand job providers, and the workers would be Malaysians who are the gig workers as freelancers. I'll explain this further in my next slide. And they are earning 200 per day, 80 per day respectively. And the other opportunity is that, although the unemployment rate is rated at 4.3% for 2021, various agencies as well as private companies, they rate it down to hover around 4 to 5%. So in a way, you could see the trend that although the job market is not, expanding, it is stagnating, it is on a downward trend. You could see that percentage-wise, it hovers around 4 to 5%. There's no changes, right? So this is, of course, whether you like it or not, positive, information for you in a way that that there are opportunities out there for you to work either as an employer or as as an employee. So what should we do now, right? Having these issues versus opportunities. So if you can see on my top top left hand side of my slide, right, the opportunities far outweigh the issues, right? This is like a bar chart. Opportunity is more. There are more opportunities rather than issues. So let's just focus on opportunities rather than the issues. And so what's next? Join us, right? So I'm going to showcase you about e-Rezeki and Glow. So what is e-Rezeki? Essentially, e-Rezeki is a way for you guys to earn an income be your own boss, offer your services to the various platforms and earn. And second one is to attain real life work experience. And then what about Glow? So Glow is more about building your portfolio and skill sets. You can be your own boss, leverage on your brain power and skill sets to earn an income globally at your own pace, at your own sweet time, anywhere, anytime, so long as you have internet connectivity. So there is a difference between e-Rezeki and Glow. So Glow is more tailored to, you guys lah. And this is a different form. This is a different form of entrepreneurship. Being in sharing economy, you will leverage more on your commodities, which are intangible in nature. So what are those commodities, right? So it is stated here in the slide that your commodities would be your brain power, your skill sets. Say you are skilled in web development, you are really skillful in translation, English to Malay, Malay to English. So those are your commodities. So you trade it at a global market, at a local market, no issue. So this is one of the ways for you to become a digital entrepreneur. So I'm not going to show you, and I'm not going to dwell you into further detail because in order for me to explain it to you, I would need more time. But I hope that this information is suffice, would be enough for you guys. But if you do have questions, then I ada part 3, question and answer. But if you do have questions, do let me know. I'll answer it while I'm presenting. I'm okay with it. Okay, I move on to the second part of the e-Rezeki and Glow. When it comes to e-Rezeki and Glow, right, what are the kind of work that is available there? So we classify it under S3. The first one is digital microtask. Second one is digitally enabled work. Third one is digital work. So digital microtask is simple, straightforward, download, install. Digitally enabled work is the kind of work that is not digital but is being powered by digital platforms. So you need to be there physically, on-site work. Some of the example is doing cooking, working as a traditional therapist, event crew, plumbing, wiring, electrical wiring. And then when it comes to digital work, so this is more towards the Glow kind of work. Because this is digital work, it is domain specific, it is professional work, it requires you to be able to do things effectively, do things based on your skill sets, and do things based on your qualification, experience that you have. Programming, coding, these are some of the examples related to digital work. Of course, when it comes to standardization, this is the Malaysian way, this is the, the things that has been standardized by the government. But if you look at it from a different angle, overseas, perhaps they would segmentize the kind of the type of work differently. But this is our way of standardizing things. Okay, I'll move on to the next slide. Okay, let's just focus your attention on your right hand side here, the one that I highlighted, the potential reward. This is not much, largely due to the fact that this is a digital microtask. The tasks are simple, and whether you like it or not, most of it has been taken over by AI. This is the age of fourth IR. Everything has been digitalized. Everything has been automated. So the simple tasks such as data entry, review, promotion, it has been taken over by the machines. So it has been on a declining trend, but there are jobs still being posted in the platforms. And if you you have the time, invest in your time. Time, after all, is your asset. You could make up to 1,000 per month. But of course, this is subject to task availability, and in any of these platforms here that is available here. Allegiant, Define Crowd, some of the examples. So I'll move on to the next slide. So this is digitally enabled work. So this is essentially work that are non-digital, right? So if you look at the subcategories, right, part-time work, delivery, storage of goods, repair and maintenance services, you would know straight away that this is all physical work, but it is being helped by digital platforms by way of distributing the on-demand jobs on the platform for the workers to choose, and for the workers to participate. And then in terms of the reward, the potential is you can make up to 4,000 per month, and the rate it varies based on the kind of jobs that you are in. But when it comes to sharing economy, we do have this issue where Malaysians have always looked at it from a narrow perspective. Okay, sharing economy, gig economy, when you are involved in the gig economy, it has always been these two big players, right? Gig, Food Panda as well as Grab. And the perception has to change. There is more to sharing economy than these two players, right? Because if you look at it, we've got more than 100 players. We started off with 5, so definitely the industry is growing, and we need more entrepreneurs, workers in the digital, sharing economy industry. Right, I'll move on to the next slide, because I believe this is the one that is more suited for you guys, because you guys are graduates, you are entrepreneurs, right? And I've been preaching this, being a worker in digital, doing digital work as entrepreneurs. So perhaps you have questions. You can reserve it. You can ask me now. Please do so. I explain it to you why we term it as you are a worker, but you are an entrepreneur. Yeah, I'm going to explain you if you ask me lah. All right. So what are the basic common requirements for you to become a digital worker in Glow? So you need, of course, you would need to create your profile. You need to continuously update your profile. So some of the platforms uh, that are who are our partners, right? Freelancer.com, Upwork, Favser, Workana. These are the platforms that provide, digital jobs that are to be delivered by the global market. So, for instance, right, just for the sake of providing you with example, uh, I work with Petronas, so I have this issue where some of the digitalization agenda is not working. So I need to fine tune a certain website. The UI UX has been terrible. We've gotten negative feedbacks from the workers. So definitely I need to update the UI and UX. So since the employed permanent worker has not been able to complete the task on time, has not been able to deliver his or her work in terms of quality, it is terrible. So what do? I will post it, say in Workana, put it in Workana for the global market, for the global workers to bid for the jobs, and then for them to complete the task. So that is how it works. Okay, I'm using Petronas because Petronas as of now is toying with the ideas of hiring freelancers. They've conducted it since 2-3 years back. But the issue has always been internally, you have to structure your organization. And how do you pay them, the leave, and then the benefits, as well as, it's a bit different when it comes to freelancers, hiring a freelancer. Of course, structural changes, sectoral changes need to happen really quickly. But in the case of Petronas, as well as the government, the private sector, the acceleration rate is there, but it can be better. Yeah, this is my personal view. But of course, the advancement of COVID-19 has, of course, accelerated things. All right. Uh, all right. So, how much can you get? And you boleh dapat dalam 7 to 8,000. And we have quite a number of Malaysian freelancers, Malaysian digital freelancers, entrepreneurs who are millionaires, and they have their own agency. They hire other freelancers to work under them. So this is why we term it as an entrepreneur, because you will start off as a freelancer, digital freelancer, working as a freelancer, bid for jobs online, and then once you are okay, you will graduate yourself and become a remote worker. Remote worker ni macam you jadi a virtual assistant. One of our successful personality is a virtual worker. She is a millionaire, right? So there's no need for you to be on site, to be in the US, in the UK, and be a personal assistant to that particular company or client. You can be in Malaysia, work anywhere, anytime. But of course, when it comes to your clients, you have to follow their timeline. Timeliness is key. And then you would work in odd hours lah, if you are to work as a virtual assistant, translators. So these are the kind of jobs that are in high demand, and then the pay is ridiculously high lah. Right? Okay, so this is the third part. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask, because I'm nearing the end of my presentation lah. Okay? Any questions?
Okay, thank you very much. Cik Abi Ommaya.
Yeah.
Pejam pelit sekejap dah habis kau.
Dah. I punya presentation short ya.
Okay. We have here Dr. Abdul Hadi. Familiar faces. Yes, Dr. Abdul Hadi. Do you have any question? Please shout to Mr. Abi Ommar. Very interesting about gig work, gig force, the landscape and everything. Yes, the floor is yours, Dr. Abdul Hadi.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi. So I'm Hadi from Alumni Relations UniKL. We've heard and lots of good things about gig economy. Kita tak nafikan benda tu. But despite all the good things, dia mesti ada the dark side of it. Maybe from the perspective of contoh dah, orang yang bekerja, for example rider and whatnot. We've heard about stories yang they get paid petty, and vendors are struggling with the provider. And even kalau kita tengok sekarang kan, harga makanan out of the platform, kita sebut kita ada 3 perspektif, rider tu sendiri, vendor tu sendiri dan pengguna. Harga makanan di market sudah menjadi makin mahal.
Betul. Setuju.
Disebabkan the movement of gig economy or the platform provider and stuff like that.
Betul.
What's the situation now? Can we turn the table, or can we do something? Is there any kind of policies that surrounds the thing, or any kind of help for the country? Thank you very much.
Alright.
Soalan menarik ni. Can we turn the table around? Macam mana nak pusing table tu? Silakan Cik Abi.
I guess the question tu is, can we turn the table around kan? So if you ask me, of course we can, but we would need the support from everybody lah, from the ground up, top down to top. It goes both ways, because of course tadi doctor ada mention about the prices going up, right? So this is all market dynamics, and the Malaysian government has this stand that we do not meddle in the kita tak kacau market lah. So because if we do kacau market, ada issues lah. There will be issues. Kalau you tengok sekarang kan, the meddling of those, I would say it is an unintentional meddling of the government dekat kita punya telco punya sector lah. So 5G is supposed to be rolled out, I think in December, right? Based on the Jendela punya plan. But semua telco, they are not agreeable to it, right? Because there is this perception that the government is going to kacau bisnes ni orang lah. Itu one of the issue lah. So coming back to the question tu, of course in MDEC as an agency, we are focusing more on the development of the market as well as the development of the workforce lah. Digital economy, sharing economy, and then we've worked with various ministries and agencies, Ministry of Human Resources, and then ada Ministry of Finance as the parent lah yang bagi duit apa ni semua. And then as well as EPF, SOKSO. And then when we started off in 2015, if you are to work as a gig worker, nobody would want to kata nak ambil sebagai menantu lah kan. Tak ada orang nak ambil lah. Tapi kalau sekarang ni ada, it's a non-issue because income diorang ni banyak. Cuma diorang tak bising je. And then when it comes to the safety net, we've worked with KWSP and SOKSO to provide opt-in schemes for them. So supposedly this is it is an own initiative lah by the participants of the gig economy, because we cannot force them to, hey, you kena enroll yourself dalam KWSP punya scheme, Aisaraan. You kena enroll in KESO punya scheme. Kita tak boleh buat macam tu sebab all these gig workers, digital freelancers ni, they are self-employed yang bekerja sendiri. They work with themselves lah. Although technically they are working with Food Panda, they are working with Grab. They could be working at the same time with Bateriku. At the same time, they could be working with Bungkusit. So I tak ada preference lah to any of these platforms. Ni yang semua orang familiar kan. I just bagi contoh tu. Jadi you tak boleh nak dia ada nanti catch-22 situation lah. Kalau you are working with 5 different companies in 1 month, so the percentage of the contribution tu is to be given by each company to how much? Because the reality is Mr. A could be working with 10 or more companies in a month or in 2 months. So effectively, kalau kita nak letakkan the companies ni with the it is necessary for you guys to impose on your gig workers to be penalised. Kalau dia tak, the companies are to be penalised kalau workers dia tu tak contribute, it's going to be hard lah. But of course, we take note on the issues surrounding the communities, community rider, community gig worker. Of course, ada juga impact. The impact itu to the people at large lah, kita lah, rakyat Malaysia ni kan, nak beli makanan mahal. Okay, kalau kita tengok dekat situ pun, of course there are issues kan, Foodpanda lah, especially Foodpanda ada letak dia punya pricing tu mahal. Ada juga kadang-kadang dia bayar lambat kan. So these are all internal issues lah. But when it comes to income generation, like Foodpanda, Grab, these are the 2 most platforms yang memang provide Malaysians with the opportunity to earn an income at a larger portion lah. Portion dia banyak. I harap tu menjawab soalan doktor lah. Tapi internally kita memang ada schedule sessions with partners where kita akan delist companies yang tak match kita punya requirement lah. Sebab government ada set, kalau you nak become established MDEC punya partner, platform partner yang verified, mana verified by the government, you need to fulfill certain criteria. So far, Foodpanda, Grab, dia orang tak ada issue. Cuma I believe this is an internal issue with their riders. And kita ada cases where platforms have been delisted. Ada. So we take things when it comes to the deliverables of these platform partners, right? To the public, to the community, to the gig workers, as well as their responsibilities in nation building. We take it seriously, and if they do not perform, we'll straight away delist them lah. I harap menjawab soalan doktor.
Okay. Okay. So menarik, interesting about this. This Dr. Hadi, you have another question you would like to share?
Okay, I have another.
It's okay, kita pun nak tahu juga isu ni.
So bila kita bercakap dari segi perspektif of the platform kan, kita fahamlah yang kita tak boleh paksa all the riders to go for perkeso and whatnot. Kita faham. That's I think and it's absolutely true bila satu rider bekerja dengan banyak company. That's normal sebab dia orang freelancer. They have to make money out of the kerja yang dia buat. Okay. Tapi kan tadi you were talking about certain requirements bila platform ni nak bersama dengan sesetengah negara, particularly Malaysia. So in my opinion, they might achieve a certain requirements bila dia nak masuk. Tapi after that contoh kenaikan harga on commission kepada vendors and the price of food, it's absolutely crazy now. I don't know whether there is a control measure by the government. Dia nak masuk tu memang diorang okay, kita akan ikut the rules, tapi selepas itu kita tak tahu. This is my own perspective as because I'm doing research on e-commerce. So kita sangat tengok kepada all the variables lah. So I hope there might be some control measure when some companies achieve certain boundary, certain threshold. Dia tak boleh naikkan suka-suka hati harga makanan, and then bukan dia sahaja, nanti adalah chain of reaction pula, nanti ada macam-macam issues lah. Hopefully akan solve in the future. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Doctor, for the suggestion.
Oh, we have another question from Mr. Lan Yen. Yes. Do you have a question? Yes, please unmute and share to the speaker.
Yeah, so thank you very much. Actually, my name's Lan. I'm from Vietnam, and
Oh, that's
from
great.
a university. Yeah.
Okay, how's everything? Okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Let's
everything is
continue with
okay over.
question. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
Actually, I know about the event through UniKL, which is in collaboration with us in organize another competition for the student in Asia. Currently I'm working in the global engagement activity, and I also would like to know more about the skill that for not only your student or my student, but the student in Asia can like which what kind of skill that they need to learn in order to integrate into the new digitalization world.
Mm. Thank you, Miss Lam, for the question. So I believe your question is what are the kind of skills that are needed for students, right?
Yeah.
To be able to participate and the actively participate in the sector lah. So the
Mm.
answer would be, if you ask me, it will always be your skills in networking. It will always be your skills in communication. It will always be your skills in delivering your messages clearly, like communications. Again, communications. Because uh, the initiatives, the two flagship initiatives that I've just shared, Irizaki and Glow, the essence of the program is, of course, to ensure them to be able to earn an income. But you know, if you look at it more carefully, right, it involves communication, Irizaki as well as Glow, because you are dealing with clients. Of course, there are other skill sets that are needed, such as, if you are to work in a design environment, you should be able to utilize your skills in, say, Katia, kind ideas. Perhaps you're familiar with AutoCAD. These are the kind of jobs that are on demand. But if you are not okay when it comes to communication, you do not have the skills in to build effective trust in between you as well as your clients. Of course, you can do your jobs, but you wouldn't get the you know the success rate of you to get the next jobs would be much lesser, because when it comes to delivering your task, right, when it comes to Glow, you're communicating with clients worldwide. And if they are satisfied with your jobs, definitely there will be word of mouth. You will be deemed as someone that is trustworthy. So that is where you build your portfolios, lah, right? Of course, apart from communications, networking, the other skill sets that are high on demand as of now is translation. Our translators in Malaysia, they are getting paid much higher, lah. We have a few cases of our digital freelancers who are millionaires, and they do their work, at the comfort of their own home. And in a way, uh, if we look at it from a global perspective, right, Malaysia is the only country who is doing this. In a lot of other countries, the sharing economy initiative, the agenda, is being driven by the private sector, by the sectors that are not related to the government. Yeah, only in Malaysia, this is kick-started by the government. It is being rolled out by the government. It is being curated by the government for the people. But in the end, we foresee, the team foresee that we could not hold on to this, for the rest of our lives, lah. So at some point of time, this has to be taken care of by, someone else in the industry, preferably perhaps a consortium, to take care of things, associations of, perhaps a digital freelancer associations. We do have that in Malaysia. And, you know, agencies, perhaps one day there will be an agency where, you know, like the Malaysian Board of Engineers, you would have the Malaysian Board of Freelancers. This is the vision that we have when it comes to building the ecosystem of digital freelancers in Malaysia. I hope that answers your question, Islam.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. Are there any more questions from members, you know, of the floor? Ada? If there's none, I'll move on to the next part lah. Okay. So this is the giveaways lah. So what I need you guys to do is to, you know, just sing lengan, hurry up, do the necessary lah, because we want to give you guys prizes. So register. What are the necessary things that you guys need to do? First, kalau you please do register in our program Blue. But unfortunately, Islam, it's a bit unfortunate lah, because we cannot extend this to non-Malaysians, because the program is exclusively for Malaysians. But if you are to participate, you know, you have the skill sets, right? You want to be a digital freelancer, work at the comfort of your own home. You can always register at Workana, Pavser, Freelancer. If you have multiple skill sets, you can go to freelancer.com, because the kind of jobs that are offered there, various kind of jobs. But the other platforms are more specific, like Workana, Artist, right? Artist is more skewed towards you know, design work, artworks. So please do register and redeem your prizes. And if you are interested in e-rezeki, right, do register in this unique link, and then you would need to listen to the videos, compulsory video, and one video from the partner, and redeem your prizes. All right?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
I think I've come to the end of my session. This is the Facebook and Instagram pages. Do like and follow us. Right. So that's the end of my presentation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Encik Abi Ommaya, for sharing your experiences.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much, Encik Abi Ommaya, for sharing.
Okay. Thank you, Cik Batia, as well as the Secretariat for inviting.
So there you go, guys. I'm sure there's a lot of things you would like to ask, as mentioned by Dr. Abdul. Let's network after this, and how best that we can communicate and understand the whole idea of gig work better, so that we are able to, you know, get the best of it. I mean, moving forward, like I mentioned by Cik Abi Ommaya, and you know, the government trying their level best to provide an avenue of policies and, you know, opportunities for us to write on it and get benefit out of it. But again, if there's some issues related to that, we can always come to the table and discuss further how best other people are being affected. I'm sure it's not going to be the last of it, as mentioned by Dr. Abdul. He's doing a research about e-commerce and how this gig workforce has given an impact in various sectors within the community. Okay, so we move on for the next session. We have with us, the next session will be with Magic. Okay, so we have Mr. Muhammad Ibnu Mohammed. So I think without further ado, we'd like to invite you to share a bit about what is Magic, what have been guys doing for the past so many years, and how best that we can support the whole ecosystem, what Magic have been doing for quite some time. The floor is yours, Mr. Muhammad Ibnu.
Alright, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and selamat sejahtera to everyone. My name is Muhammad Ibnu Mohamed from MAGIC, Malaysia Global Innovation and Creativity Center. Okay, before I start my sharing session, I think I should share my screen first for my presentation. All right. Today's topic that we're going to discuss is on job seekers to job creators. So when it comes to MAGIC, of course, we would really encourage the new graduates out there to actually venture into entrepreneurship, because that's the vision that we have here in MAGIC. Because our very own mission is to empower the spirit of entrepreneurship, creativity, and innovation. So in MAGIC, there are a lot of programs for you if you want to venture into entrepreneurship, because we do encourage that. Because of course, I know there is a lot of stress being a new graduate, and then the stress of unemployment, and then the stress of trying to find job to sustain your living. It's hard work. And it's very difficult for you to actually get into the work market, especially for the young graduates without any working experience just yet. But then, of course, entrepreneurship is an alternative option that you can venture into. It's just that you need to have the right attitude, you need to have the right skills to venture into entrepreneurship in order for you to strive and in order for you to be able to be a good entrepreneurship and from a job seeker, and at the end of the day, you can actually be a job creator yourself. So in MAGIC, for me myself, I'm under the marketing and community department. So I'm the senior associate for community programs outreach. So basically today I'll be sharing with you a lot of programs under the community programs under MAGIC. Also I'll be sharing with you some of the programs offered in MAGIC for young and budding entrepreneurs that has the interest into venturing to entrepreneurship field. So I'll start with the community programs that we do have under MAGIC. So if you are a budding entrepreneur, we do have this MAGIC co-working space, which is one of our community programs that has the perks on its own. We have the Grill or Chill program, we have the Startup Skill Workshop and Community Tech Workshop. And these three programs are under the MAGIC co-working space program as well. So if you are a budding entrepreneur, these are the things that we do offer with you aside from a working space that we rent out to these new entrepreneurs that do not have their own office. So the target market for this program is for startups and entrepreneurs, tech talents and inspiring entrepreneurs in public. So on this co-working space program, for example, the Startup Skill Workshop and the Community Tech Workshop are two free workshops that we offered to public as well. So even though if you are not registered under the co-working space program under MAGIC, you can still join our Startup Skill Workshop and Community Tech Workshop. So all the information on these workshops are available on our Facebook and social media pages, as well as our website. So if you guys want to get a new insight, if you guys want to learn new things, if you guys want to be one of those entrepreneurs that is equipped with the necessary skills to be a new budding entrepreneurs, you can always join this workshop. So what is this co-working space program actually? So this co-working space, actually we offer a working space for these budding entrepreneurs that do not have their working space just yet. So this is a new start for you. If you are a new entrepreneur and you do not have any places to work, then you can always come to MAGIC, and then but there's a rental fee on that lah. But then it's a very it's not as expensive as you think. But if you want to know the price, you can always check with us. You can always contact us in Magic. But then I would really want to promote to you the perks on being under Magic co-working space, but it's okay, because I do understand that there's a lot of young graduates over here who are still trying to cultivate their interest in entrepreneurship. So I think let's focus on the benefits that you can actually have without even registering into co-working space, because we do have this workshops, these free workshops that you can always join. So the first program is the virtual grill or chill. So this one is a platform in which we provide to these co-working space members that we do have in Magic to pitch any of their ideas on a platform where subject matter experts will be the one who's evaluating your pitch and your idea to get a better insight or better improvement on your ideas. So Grill or Chill is it's a monthly thing. For startups especially, and also for social entrepreneurs to showcase their product and get valuable feedback from experts in the startup ecosystem. So we do know that startups have a lot of great ideas, but sometimes you could not find a suitable platform to showcase, especially when you are a young startup, when you are a new startup, in which you don't have that much of a network to actually try to build up your idea into something that is more marketable. So this is why we do have this virtual grill or chill session for you to actually try to find a good feedback and improvement for your products or for your service or any ideas that you have. This also includes your business ideas, business development ideas, and everything. So because this lack of access to domain experts for validation and investment, this is the way that you can get a proper validation and from the proper experts that we do have in our startup and innovation ecosystem. Other than that, it is also a platform for you to train yourself, because you do not have much experience in grilling process, for example. You know, as a startup, as somebody who would run their business, you would be facing a lot of opportunities on presenting your ideas in order for you to pitch in, to get funds, to get your ideas to be accepted by others, and also to secure any grants, to secure new business, to secure new customers. So this is a very good platform for these new young entrepreneurs to actually get the skills needed for you to be involved in presentation and pitching session here in this platform. So so far for this year up until November, we have done already about 6 sessions of Grill or Chill. Sorry, not 6. It's about 10 already, because this slide is not updated on the latest information, involving more than 60 startups. And for the grillers, we do have more than 20 grillers that comes from the industry. And of course, it is still open to public for Grill and Chill, for virtual Grill and Chill platform, in which those of you can actually watch how the process is going on during the virtual grill or chill session. All right, these are some of the screenshots. So this is one of the examples of business ideas or even business projections that the participants has been sharing. And there are the grillers over there that will be asking you things, that will be posing a lot of challenging questions for you to actually get a very good input to improve your business and presentation skills, especially. All right, next we do have the co-working space community workshop. Again, it's still open to public. It is not only limited to our co-working space participants only. The community workshop involves startup skills workshop and also community tech workshop. For startup skills workshop, this is especially targeted to these new startups and entrepreneurs with the basic and necessity skills. So a series of workshops, it is actually to enhance startups and entrepreneurs' knowledge to improve their business. So topics covered under the startup skills workshops are digital marketing, financial management, emotional intelligence, customer retention, pitching skills, among others. So these basic and necessary skills are the ones that we will be instilling into you guys, because sometimes when you are budding startups, especially young entrepreneurs, you do not have these necessary skills, because maybe before you didn't even took a business degree. So this basic and necessary skills for you to be an entrepreneur is not something that you have to miss out. And you can always learn this for free by participating with our startup skill workshops. And then we do have the community tech workshop. This is to support the digitalization world nowadays that like what have been explained in our previous session with MDEC. Digitalization is very important. So that is why in tandem with the technology advancement, in tandem with the technology development, in tandem with the application of gig economy and sharing economy, so we do provide this community tech workshop for you to be literate and for you to be able to operate any technological platforms that you can use in your business. So this community tech workshop, the objective is to provide tech talents and future workforce with the opportunity to learn and develop technical skills to help startup growth and contribute to existing businesses. It is also a platform to gather tech talent pool for businesses and startups community. So topics that we cover under this community tech workshop is how to build a website, how to build a mobile apps, kickstart your business with WhatsApp, how to monitor business growth using technology. So the basic digitalization skills that you need as a startup, and also even if you do have an ongoing business already, but you haven't shifted into digitalization. So this is a platform where you can actually gain the knowledge on how to shift into digitalization. Okay, so this is the screenshots of a sample of the topic that we do cover in the Startup Tech Workshop. So one of them is on the Digital Marketing 101 for startups. So we do have a lot of participants from the public that actually join into this workshop as well. All right, next program. Okay, this is also open to all, is the Magic Ecosystem Builders program. So this is a program in which I personally in charge of in Magic. So Magic Ecosystem Builder program is actually a program, a train the trainers program, and it aims to support ecosystem builders in developing and thriving collaborative communities. So this is a program in which you have the chance to actually train the people in your ecosystem on creativity, innovation, and building a much enabling ecosystem for your community to strive on. So in this ecosystem builder program, you will be able to learn a lot of basic skills on being an ecosystem builders, mainly like digital economy, mainly like entrepreneurship, mainly like presentation skills. And those skills that we do have in these programs are the one that you will be responsible to impart to your community. So before that, what is actually an ecosystem builders? Ecosystem builder are individuals who love to explore new ways of enriching their communities and find fulfillment in helping their community members to discover and learn the tools related to innovation, creativity, and entrepreneurship. So when it comes to ecosystem builders, we do realize that each and every one of us comes from a certain community, be it like your taman punya community ke, be it from your university punya community ke, be it from even if you are belonging to certain group of people. For example, if you are coming from the B40 community, or even if you are coming from a OKU community, for example, this community needs to be empowered to be able to strive and to be able to encourage them to actually build an enabling ecosystem for all this community to strive on economically. So this is where we come into the process, in which because we do realize that our outreach program didn't really have the reach on a lot of groups. So we are using this community that is represented into this specific types of community, so that we can actually try to help them on building and enabling ecosystem. So this is what Magic Ecosystem Builder program serves of. For now, for this year, this MEBP program is still ongoing until December 2020. For this MEBP program, apart from being responsible to train your community as an ecosystem builders, we also will help you guys in creating programs for your community in terms of financial assistance, so that you can actually encourage to help your community as well lah. Okay, so we do have a lot of ecosystem builders that came from this program, mainly from Sabah and Sarawak and Johor, and those people are the one yang regardless of your background. So you can be a student, you can be a lecturer, you can be a professional, as long as you are willing to impart your knowledge to empower your community in terms of innovation, creativity, and entrepreneurship. All right, that is the specific programs in which you can actually go into. So other than that, we also do have massive online open courses in Magic or MOOC. Okay, for this part, massive online open courses or MOOC here in Magic, we do this course is actually a digital business academy and consists of digital business academy and Magic webinar series. So in this platform, you are able to actually learn a lot of a wide range of skills that you want to learn. Because here in Magic, we do have a lot of speakers, we do have a lot of workshops, we do have a lot of boot camps that's going on, which focus on capacity building as an entrepreneur. And all of these programs are free for you guys to enter, are free for you guys to participate. And one of the platform is the Magic online open courses. You just have to open mymagic.my on the internet, and then you click into massive online open courses or digital business academy, and then you can register yourself and you can already start your journey in learning how to be an entrepreneur. Because at the end of the day, there are a lot of skills that you need to learn, and sometimes the process of learning is that you get to choose what you want to learn first. And in this platform, you are able to choose what you want to learn first. And we will be providing online training based on your lesson planning yourself. So in this course, we provide continuous support and lifelong learning for all levels of entrepreneurs to develop innovative and entrepreneurial attributes and skills to launch, grow, and join a digital or technology business. So we build skills to design products and services that create, deliver, and capture value to move from ideas to market. So it is not only for budding entrepreneurs, it is not only for startups that is just venture into entrepreneurship. It is also a platform where you can actually advance your entrepreneurship into the next level. Because when you have already learned the initial part of how to be an entrepreneur, there must be some other processes for you to advance your business into the next level. So this is where we also put in our content on how do you learn to do that, be it from the design thinking process, be it from the product, from the prototype, from the marketing, from digital marketing and everything. This is where you can get all the free information and the free trainings that you needed to be an entrepreneur. All right. So in Digital Business Academy, we have 84 bite-sized modules that covers ideas and products, social innovation, marketing and sales, brand and communications, finance and operations, and also people and culture. So the webinars that we usually do under this is based on Actionable Strategy Series, Angel Series, Ask the VC or Venture Capital Series, Exponential Organization Series, Business Model Innovation Series, and Independent Sessions. All right, so this is the breakdown of the courses that we do have under Digital Business Academy. So number one is ideas and product. So the breakdown is there, speak the language of entrepreneurs, manage a digital product. And then under social innovation, we do have, if you do have interest in social enterprise and social innovation, this is the platform also where you can learn on how to venture into that as well. We have marketing and sales, like brand and communication, operations and finances, and people, like I have explained before. But if you're really interested into doing this, you are free to go into mymagic.my to have a check on this and try to look into what are the things that you'd be interested in if you want to be an entrepreneur. All right. Other than that, we do have webinars like I have explained before. These webinars are also, of course, all of these programs for you to participate are all free, and you can always just register and always check out Magic website for you to be able to get yourself updated on the programs that we do have in Magic. So because there are a lot more programs at Magic, but I'm only explaining to you the programs that we still do have now, because we are in the month of November, approaching to December, and come 2022, there'll be no more Magic because we're merging with Technology Park Malaysia to form a research accelerator agency called Meranti. But then all these programs are still there. So I assure you, that these programs are still there. It's just under a different name, no longer Magic, but will be called Meranti come 2022. But then these platforms are still available going forward. So, yep, I think that's all from me. Thank you. If there is any questions, I'm free to answer any questions.
Assalamualaikum. I have written the question in the chat if you
Oh,
if you
sorry,
don't mind.
Ada ni.
I'll just stop the center. Okay.
Dr. Abdul already have a question here. We really ready for the next pandemic. Okay, having COVID working space mean we need physical space, lockdown blocks, and okay. Do you think having a high performance, which is digital co-working space, would benefit startups and entrepreneurs? That is number one question. Number two, a place they can do development, marketing, access, investor, public. So the question is that, do digital co-working space will really benefit startups and entrepreneurs to in a way accelerate towards high performance? What's your thought on that?
All right, thank you, Dr. Abdul Hadi, for that questions. Yes, of course, I do believe that having a digital working space, yes, we do believe that having a digital working space would benefit startups and entrepreneurs, because at the end of the day, when it comes to entrepreneurship, we know that we realize that we do need an enabling environment for these entrepreneurs to grow. Especially our target audience today is the young graduates, and then when they have just stepped into entrepreneurship, there will be a lot of challenges. There will be a lot of difficulties for them to face. So this is where we come in to actually provide the assistance needed for them to actually get the required assistance for them to grow, and for them not to be discouraged by these challenges and difficulties. So for example, not only on the co-working space part, that's why we do also provide some additional skills for them to learn if they have missed those out in their studying years, and we are here to actually help them with all those programs as well. Okay, yeah, I think that answers that.
So in the future, no more office lah. If everything goes, working space is an awesome platform with the startups and entrepreneurship. So maybe
it is
there's no need a physical space that is being built for certain organization, but it's being shared to everyone, right?
Yeah, it is an awesome and good idea, but at the end of the day, we do still have that vision, but it's still practical. But sometimes people would prefer to be in the office themselves. But if you have that concept and idea of not having an office, but then can still keep the business running, then I think that's just practical.
Yes. So we have another question here, Mohamad, from Adin Suraya. Will the grill or chill be held in person in the future? So what's your answer on that?
For the grill and chill program, it's actually limited to the co-working space participants only. But then the public is welcome to actually watch that session at any times. But then if you want to have that participation in grill or chill session, you can actually join our co-working space program. So even in 2022, when we're no longer called Magic, we will still have a co-working space. But then a co-working space too, it's not in Cyberjaya lah, it's in TPM already next year.
So you're saying by 2022, there will be no longer Magic in place?
No, it will be called Malaysia Research Accelerator for Technology and Innovation, or Meranti in short.
Oh, okay. Very, very much into research, into academic side. Oh, is
yeah,
it?
Yeah,
Do you see remain same dealing with ecosystem, startup and everything?
yeah,
Or different?
because we're merging with Technology Park Malaysia.
Okay.
But then we do still cater community outreach and focus on entrepreneurship as a minor arm that we're doing next year. So all these programs will still be available next year. It's just under a different name.
I see. All right. Okay, guys, there you go. Any questions you can ask? Nowadays, young people, they always have this idea. Cik baca, habis saya nak jadi macam Elon Musk. Nak jadi macam Jeff Bezos.
I think there's another question here from Nur Aisha Abdullah. I know this would be intended to the alumni. Just a quick question: if your startup related activities open to active students as well? Yes. All the programs are open to active students as well. We don't actually look at your background. If you have an interest to learn, then you are welcome to do so, regardless whether or not you are a startup owner ke, you are a lecturer ke, you are students ke, you are always welcome to participate in those programs as well.
So anyone who would like to be a founder, want to be live in a gig work or something, have your own company, you are welcome to join the ecosystem within the
yes,
platform.
of course. Even though if you're working in gig economy, of course, you still do have that vision if you want to own your own business. Even if you're working with gig economy, there is still a business owner behind those gig economies. And if you envision to be like one of them, to be a provider of a gig economy platform as well, then this is also a platform for you to learn as well.
I have a question. I mean, we have a lot of initiative in place as what is being shared by you, and at the same time, there's a lot of success story and also up and downs as a startup. So moving forward, I mean, with this initiative being taken place for quite some time, do you see unicorn company will be coming up any within the ecosystem? Have been building?
This is a very interesting question because when we're talking about unicorn companies, for example, of course, the first thing that we need to do and the first thing that the government needs to assist in developing these unicorn companies is to be as enabling as they can.
Okay.
So this is one of the reason that this is one of the reason of our shifting into Meranti as well.
Okay.
To be able to come up with a unicorn company, we need to have startups. We need to have companies that is equipped with the necessary instruments and tools that they need. For example, market access, for example, expertise, for example, funding, and those are the things that we can only supply to the companies that really have that potential to be one. So that is why when we merge with Technology Park Malaysia to form Meranti, a research agency, we're looking at a more viable approach to actually identify this hidden potential within the companies that we do have here in Malaysia. So that is why to be able to be that company, these programs are very essential to actually enable these new startups, especially these new companies, to actually be able to reach to that potential, and then only the assistant will be coming in for you to be able to be a unicorn company, of course.
Because some people share with me, if I can say a little bit, I mean, Singapore is doing better in terms of startup and building the ecosystem. That's why you see Singapore have been always a heaven place for startup for Southeast Asia as compared to Malaysia. So that's why, I mean, at the first place, we wanted to encourage people to, be in this startup kind of thing and, scalable to be as good as we can see. And I think based on the experience that from Grab, I think this was one in Malaysia and after that they moved to Singapore, and who benefit the full ecosystem? I'm sure the Singapore side, the community within the country, and So what's your feedback on that? I mean, because it's good to have a lot of startups, solving problems within the society, but again, can we compete globally, not just within our country, at least in Southeast Asia and the rest, as we see in Grab in the future?
Of course, coming into that, I would say we do have the vision to be able to compete with Singapore, especially. Even for this year, in the middle of the pandemic, we are able to come up with a unicorn company as well, like SoCar. So because so that, but then at the end of the day, we do also realize that with SoCar being the unicorn company, it's not necessarily 100% an initiative from the government.
I see.
That one I would have to agree on that.
All
But
right.
then, of course, when it comes to that, and when we're looking at our neighboring country like Singapore, that has a very enabling environment for startups to become a unicorn, those are the models that we would really keen to actually learn from them as well. Because for now, I'm not saying that the environment is not enabling for our entrepreneurs, but due to other factors as well, due to our political turmoil, due to the COVID-19 hampering the industry as well, there's a lot of restrictions for us to be able to provide those enabling environment. But at the end of the day, these restrictions, these obstacles are the one that we need to learn, and how to be able to serve and be able to assist more in terms of how we can create a new unicorn companies. Because at the end of the day, the strive of these companies are not the strives of themselves only, but it's also a strive for the government to be able to provide, and for us to be able to show to other people that, hello, we do have a thriving economy as well. It's just that probably we need to learn more from you so that we can actually provide a better environment for our startups and companies here to be able to be unicorn.
Okay, interesting. We have one participant, Noreen Yusuf. Yusuf already raised her hand. Yes, you would like to ask a question? Yes.
Yes.
Please do so.
Yep. Good morning. Sorry, I left the session for a few minutes earlier, so I wanted to know more about the co-working space. So to be eligible for that co-working space, do we need to be registered as a company, or can we apply as an individual?
Okay, for the co-working space, you need to be registered as a company first. Because we provide the co-working space for companies. Actually, it's not for individual. So you have to register yourself with SSM, and the SSM form is enough for you to register. As long as you are a legal entity, then you can always join in.
Okay, all right. Thanks.
Okay. Yes, guys, we're still open for questions. Because the reasons why, Cik Mohamad, I mean, it's like we are playing football. It's like we make an assumption that we are playing football in Malaysia. Other countries are playing football, but again, what other countries are playing football in a higher level as compared to us? So these are the issues. In fact, I think recently I see there's a global index, global innovation index, and the way I see Malaysian in terms of innovation is not as high as compared to other countries, especially in Singapore. So again, like you mentioned, it's not just the government part, but also the whole ecosystem, stakeholders within the community to come up together and really, come on the single force and try to work together so that we can be able to add value in terms of what's happening. Okay. Because just to share with you, recently I come across an article. There's a survey for pioneer students with the in the public institutes recently in 2020. When they talk about employability, their readiness about working, yes, they are quite prepared in terms of learning the employability skills, though they have lack of industry exposure, especially in their finances. But the thing that I want to highlight based on this research article is the idea of venturing into gig work and entrepreneurship as an option to move forward is still low. Why is that so? Why people feel that startup is for Netflix lah, not for me lah. So what do you see? What's your comment on that?
it depends on the environment of the gig economy. For myself, what I see here in Malaysia especially, gig economy is something that people would only consider, okay, Grab and Foodpanda je, but then not other. Macam MDEC explained just now, kan?
I think we need to come up with the story lah. It's like
yes. So those are the perception that we need to actually change.
I see.
Because there is not enough information for other people to consider what gig economy is. So gig economy, it is not just about freelancing with Foodpanda and Grab only. Because nowadays we only see those two because those two are the most prominent gig economy provider that we do have in the country.
I see.
And if I cannot say that we do not have enough awareness or enough exposure on that. It's just, I think it's more on the ignorance of other people to actually recognize what types of gig economies are. And that actually submits to the perception of kenapa orang Foodpanda ni tidak dikira sebagai calon menantu and everything, kan? But then at the end of the day, when we learn more about gig economy, it has a lot more than that. Bukan sahaja rider. You can also be a professional and be in a gig economy. You can be a translator, you can be a web designer by participating in gig economy. So this kind of perception is something that we need to change, and I think the government has to do something about it as well lah. Because at the end of the day, even if you are venturing into gig economy, that is one type of entrepreneurship as well. Because at the end of the day, you're working for yourself, kan? But then you're providing the expertise and you're providing the necessary skills to actually be able to support some kind of ecosystem as well. So in a way, it's an expert job. Ini adalah pekerjaan mahir, dia bukan pekerjaan tidak mahir. So the perception needs to change, and we need to open our eyes more on our view to gig economy.
I think what is needed, we need to come up with a narrative, maybe some sort like a Netflix TV series about like startup in Korea, how the what should I say, the story really changed the perception. Last year, I do not know lah, my students tell me, have you watched a startup Netflix show in Korea? So I said, wow. It's about love. It's about, the whole idea of wanna be change something, but it shows a very good kind of environment and perception, and I think that kind of story need to be out lah. Maybe who knows, along the ways we have a lot of our alumni who are very much into creative. We can come up with a Netflix like startup like we see in Korea in 2020. So we will have another version in Malaysia. So I think along the way people will get it. Oh, actually, startup is not just Foodpanda. It's beyond that. It's a professional. It's about investment. It's about networking. It's about pitching to the investors and that kind of stuff. So I think we are very much still far from that kind of understanding. Okay, so guys, we are still open for feedback. The floor is still yours. You can ask questions, can give your feedback or based on your experience. Is there any issue related to the topic we are discussing now? So yeah. There's a question here from Subhana Rahman. Need to be registered to use workspace. Need to register with Meranti or Magic. Meranti 2022, nak Magic sekarang. So kat Magic lah.
You can start registering next year with Meranti lah.
Meranti
Meranti next year. But for Meranti co-working space, it's going to be in Technology Park Malaysia lah.
Oh, okay. So what will happen? The office, the beautiful face in Cyberjaya? Who will hand it over to?
Because we're only renting here, so
I see. So we taken over by Cyberview lah.
Yeah.
Okay. So what will happen with the name of Magic? So if someone says, "Hey, I nak ambil nama Magic lah," interesting nama tu.
That one it depends on Mosti lah. Since we are under Mosti, kan.
Understand.
So I don't know. It's of course lah, going into a new entity, bittersweet tu.
I understand. I just want to ask, when you talk about startup, can you share a little bit about, people always think that startup is very much related to tech-related kind of companies. Is there any initiative related to social enterprise kind of startup to address social issue within the society? I mean, because sometimes my students they get confused about apa beza normal entrepreneurship and social enterprise. So can you share a bit about about that?
Yeah. So the difference between startups and social enterprise is the social elements that you have in your business model. So in startup, it is pure business in which you do not really go into the social purpose of doing that business. But then in social enterprise, it's both, in which you are not only cater for profit or for profit, but you also cater for any kind of social purpose. So in social enterprise, it's that you are not only doing things for social purpose, but you are also making money out of it. So it's not saying that we are exploiting social purpose to make money, no, but we're saying that in order for you to fulfill the social purpose, you need money to do that. And on the same time, when you make money to do that, the benefit goes into the social purpose, and at the same time, it fills into your pocket to pay your bills as well. That's the easiest way of saying that.
Thank you very much, Cik Mohamad. I mean, sometimes people say, trying to solve a problem, but instead you're using business model. So there's some structure of like benefits that goes into the operation, marketing, and everything. So there's another question here from one of our participants, Jakish Kumar Rahman. Do government give loans to startup companies? So how?
Government does give loan to startup companies. It's just not from Magic lah. We got SME banks. We got I think Tekun National as well give loans and assistance for startup companies, as long as you have a good business model, a viable business model, and you can convince them to actually loan money to you lah. It's when it comes to startups or business, it is very important for you to have a very good and proper business model so that people can be convinced that the business can fly. So it is not just about having a business. I want to run the business, and then when it comes to the projection, when it comes to the potential, then you cannot answer about it. So that's the importance of being a startup, and you need to learn how to be a good startup. It is not just about being a startup untuk you punya monthly income sahaja. It's about being a startup, and even though you are a startup, you have to be a successful startup. Sorry, tadi I rasa I tertinggal one of the questions from you, Cik Bakhtia, whether startup is necessarily a tech company, kan?
Yeah, because people always Cik Bakhtia, habis saya tak berpetan, saya ambil pertanian macam mana ni Cik Bakhtia? Kan semua nak lepak kat Cyberjaya, habis saya kat Kod Liang macam mana?
Not necessarily. Startup is not only limited to tech company. As long as you are a new business, a new budding business, then you are still considered as a startup lah sebenarnya. To define that, sebab there's a lot of definition for startups. Tapi the most general definition, as long as you are a new business, then you are considered as startup. But a few other agencies, international agencies, would consider startup as technology punya business. But then sebab when it comes to the progressive advancement of technology, we do look at business and technology as two entities yang memang depending on each other. No business would left out technology, kan? So at the end of the day, for example, even nowadays in the digital economy era, so that is why kita ada this perception in which startup tu technology company ke? While sebenarnya for the nature of the company, not necessarily. Sebab sometimes we cannot associate everything with technology. But at the end of the day, in order for you to be able to participate in the digital economy, you need to have that technology elements for you to be able to sustain. So that's why, contoh kalau you dekat Kodyang, you ada this agriculture business, but then at the end of the day, for you to be able to majukan your agriculture business, you need to have some kind of system and everything. And those system that is instilled in your business model would consider you as a startup as well.
Okay, thank you very much, Cik Mohamad. There's a lot of, I have a better understanding about startup now. Sometimes I'm not able to explain, but a startup doesn't have to be, technology related kind of solution. Okay, just want to check, Cik Mohamad, when you talk about startup, is it within 3 years period of time? I mean, when is the time that you call a company it's not a startup?
Okay, ini pun ada a lot of different definitions as well. What companies considered as a startup kan? But then the most commonly used definition is macam you cakap tadi lah, within the 3 years of establishment tu lah. That is the common used definition.
So after 3 years, you're considered a normal company.
It's considered as a normal company. That's why the importance of being a startup is your advancement lah, you punya progress from you were first established into what you will become in 3 to 5 years. So that's very important in your pitching deck. For example, if you as a startup want to present on your business model, sebab in 5 years what will happen to your company, and how are those potential being used to make your startup be able to sustain for your startup to actually grow into a unicorn, for example. That is one. So that's why lah ada banyak definition on startups. Tapi when we look into the year of establishments tu, that is one of the thing yang kita tengok on your planning, on your business planning macam mana. So that's why the most commonly used is memang that 3 years establishment lah. For example, macam in the case of Soka tu, how they can become a unicorn, they're not a 10-year-old punya company. No, it's lagi muda. It's younger than that. So it's lower than 5 years. So it's possible. So that's why they consider it as unicorn lah. You're muted, Cik Wahid.
Sorry, I have a lot of questions about startup because startup is close to me. I think nowadays younger generation, millennial, they're always about startup. So recently I come across with this company, they call it Celebration. I think in the Netflix they shared about this billion code Netflix story. Is a true story whereby this founder started what they call it Google Earth in 1993 in East Germany. But so what happened, he had the opportunity to go to Silicon Valley in 1995 and another person took the idea and discussed with Google and launched 2005 Google Earth. So he's trying now, after so many years, they're trying to get that, share of that idea. So my question to you is that, is it possible, let's say certain companies have this solution, so I mean they are still rare, they are not very, what do I say, knowledgeable about the rules, law and everything. So is it possible someone else will stole the idea and monetize it without acknowledging the first company, like we see like television versus Google in terms of like Google Earth? What's your feedback on that?
Yes, it is possible, but there is a way around it lah, for you to get acknowledged on your idea as well. In fact, when it comes to the process from idea into concept, into business, into commercialization, for example, there's a process on that. So that is what is very important for inventors, for innovators to actually try to find the right channel to actually get their products tested, to actually try to get their ideas materialized in the first place in the right channel so that it can be funded by a legal and necessary entity so that it can fly into a viable product that's ready for market and for commercialization. So that involves the innovation and commercialization process lah. But then there is a possibility like the situation that you have just said right now, macam orang curi idea apa semua tu, and that is the importance of registering your IP lah. That comes into that pula.
So you need to register your IP lah.
Yeah, because for example, if you are a startup, you have an idea, then the idea needs to be registered lah kalau dia ada that commercial value, so that when it has that commercial value, that will attract investor to invest into your product and the development of your product. When your product has already been developed into a viable and marketable product, then only it can go into market and be commercialized. So, but the first step for you to protect your idea is to register your IP.
All right. Okay. So, anything else you would like to add before we end our session with Encik Mohamad? Interesting. Saya kalau tanya pasal startup tak habis. Saya minat because I feel like in the future with the digital advancement, startup, gig work, digital nomad is the deal lah. It's just matter of like we need to strengthen up our ecosystem lah, which is I think is an ongoing plan, which is happening from a lot of stakeholders lah. So anything else? Is there any question from the audience? Yeah.
Yes, I have one. So when you say register the idea, does that mean really about the patent? Or does that, so what's the surrounding the idea about it?
Yeah, when it comes to registering idea, of course, it involves patent lah. So the idea yang that we discussed just now is on ideas on probably products ke any kind of services punya model ke, those were the kind of ideas that I'm talking about. But when it comes to marketing ideas ke, those are generals. Tapi kalau macam when it comes to product ideas, macam sebab tadi Cik Bahtiar bagi contoh macam that Google Earth thingy kan, it's basically a system, it's basically an idea in which has not been patented yet. So people can always have the opportunity to actually claim, okay, that is my idea, I patent dulu, then this is mine, this idea is mine. So that's how the situation is lah. So when it comes to IP, intellectual property, patenting, it's about the product idea or the business idea that you have in the first place and how it's going to be developed into commercialization.
Is there any sort of macam special line in between Magic and my IPO? Because the reason is when we talk about even dekat university pun, kita nak register patent, especially for software kind of things, process kind of things, this process is very long. So talking about entrepreneur by themselves, benda tu akan makan masa yang sangat panjang untuk diorang jugalah. So is there any kind of help, assistance from Magic?
Okay, we do have, but not until next year lah. Sebab next year, when we are meranti next year, we have that MOU with my IPO to actually help research agencies and also universities as well to register their patent. We do have that channel for you guys to actually guna that channel untuk register your IP. We will help during the process as well lah. Sebab for Meranti, we have this vision to actually commercialize IPs, especially that is under the universities yang belum lagi di-commercialize. Because we do realize that universities has a lot of IPs, but then those IPs were only ornaments on your shelf and it is not commercialized. So that is one of the vision that we have.
All right, so it's interesting because again, like Dr. Abdul, I am into Netflix lah. So from Netflix, I see good movies lah and stories lah. I think television lost the case in US to Google lah in 2016. But I think the whole idea, what I'm trying to share is that Malaysia, they have a lot of great ideas, and if it not being protected, who knows along the way, someone else will do it somewhere else in another part of the world. There's another question here from Ms. Nurin Yusof. How about trademark? Is it advisable to apply for trademark early on? So what is your feedback on that?
if you think that trademark is something memang very prominent and very specialized, yes, it is advisable for you to apply trademark. Tapi if it is not really much prominence on that, tak perlulah. Contohnya macam that issue of harimau menangis, for example.
Harimau menangis.
Sebab orang dah ramai sangat guna
betul.
harimau menangis, and then lepas tu Nilofar's mother, okay, I nak trademark, and then dapat backlash. So those kind of things lah. If you think that is memang idea tu memang your genuine idea, and then you see that the idea has the potential to be commercialized and being used by a lot of people, but with different kinds of qualities, then there is a necessity for you to trademark that nama, like harimau menangis tu. But then if you think it's just like a general use of name, then there's no value to that lah. But then if it is the case like harimau menangis tu, you want to have that special ownership over that name, yes, please do. Please just trademark your nama tu.
All right. I think I think with that feedback, I think we have ended our session with Encik Mohamad. Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts related to so many things related to startup, magic, and the whole idea of ecosystem, how best that we can move forward with this digital kind of environment. Before we end our session, I would like to invite everyone to open. I'm so sorry. I mean, we are supposed to, open the camera and have a group photo session so that we can able to, celebrate the moment that we have today. Who knows, along the way, another 10 years, maybe Nurin will be a very successful entrepreneur in Silicon Valley. Who knows? Malaysians are very good in so many ways. So why not we take this opportunity? I would like to invite all the participants to open your camera so that we can have a group photo session.
Assalamualaikum Mr. Bastia.
Nampak Madam Nur Aisyah pun ada. Allah Akbar, kecilnya punya. Nampak muda. Okey. Dr. Abdul Adi pun ada. Okey, and the rest. So, okay. We give few minutes for others. How about others? Okay. Okay, how about others? Okay. Are you guys ready? Okay.
Yeah. While waiting, maybe
yes, okay.
Mr. Mohamad, do you open your pitching session for students to come and visit so that they can learn a few tips and also?
And alumni too.
Yeah, I know it's open to public, but then if possible that we can bring students to witness your grill and chill session.
Sound.
Sorry, can you repeat that question?
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, while waiting for the others to open their camera, just asking if we can bring students to witness your grill and chill session.
Yes, it's open to public. You can.
So how do we know about when and where, or is it online?
Yes, it's online. It's conducted through Zoom. But then the link will be shared on our social media networks, macam Facebook, Instagram. We do share that, and you can register on Eventbrite on that link. Nanti kalau ada next grill or chill session, then you can always ask your students to register as well lah.
Right, Dr. Hadi, I hope you get the slide. Yeah. Okay, thank you. It's very inspiring session. Very refreshing, yeah.
Dia mencabarlah ni kalau UniKL dengan Dr. Hadi dengan Madam Aisyah. Aduh, macam mana MMU ni?
We joined in because we saw Mr. Bastia, our old friend.
Macam tu.
Itulah susah-susah question. I rasa I yang kena grill.
You pass the grill, you can chill now.
Alright. Okay, if everyone is ready, okay. On my count. 1, 2, 3. Smile. Okay, again. Okay, maybe we freestyle. Orang muda sekarang ada banyak signature kan. Okay, tak tahu lah, kita buat macam style Korea lah sikit lah. 1, 2, 3. Okay, bagi Chan. Okay, lagi sekali lah. Ni orang tua macam ni lah. Okay, macam ni lah. Okay, last part. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, thank you everyone for sharing, for opening your camera, and thank you very much, Cik Mohamad, for sharing your thoughts, and for the participants for sharing a lot of ideas, experiences, and how best that we can encourage as many as possible people to grow and grab the opportunity that is available and what is being offered by Magic, and move forward. Because I think with 32 million people, I'm sure there's a lot of ideas, innovative ideas that can get value, not just from Malaysia, but solving whatever problems that we have, but giving the benefit in around in Southeast Asia and the rest of the world. So thank you very much, Mohamad Ibnu. We're gonna break for 5 minutes for a while. Then after that, we're gonna have a session. Okay, latest update. Okay, okay, next, what's going to happen, we're going to have an open free session for the alumni. It seems that when we started the event from the beginning, we have not able to get to know you guys. Who are you from? What's your name? What you have been doing? So what I'm going to do within this 15 minutes before we break around 11 is to, invite you guys to share a bit about yourself, and maybe along the way we can network, as Dr. Abdul mentioned. Let's network. The future of economy in the future is about networking. So that is the capital that is very much important, especially with the digital landscape. So I think this, what we want to do another 15 minutes from now until 11 is to you guys to share a little bit about yourself, and we have about 3 questions for you to share. Number one, if you can introduce who are you, what's your name, and what you have been doing, and at the same time, what are the things that you would like to offer or collaborate with the rest of the team. Can we do that? So okay, so that's the whole idea. Since we are from 4 different universities, from MMU, UniKL, from UTP and UNITEN. So yes, why not we introduce ourselves and share a bit about what we have been doing, and what are the things that you would like to offer, or maybe your dream, so that we can, get to know each other better. Maybe I can start from myself first. Okay, my name is Mr. Bhaktya. I'm currently attached with MMU Career Connect, which is Career Center and the Multimedia University based in Cyberjaya. And so my dream is actually to assist as many as possible young talents to chase their dream and excel based on their talent. in a bigger perspective. So that is my dream lah. All right, thank you very much. Okay, I would like to invite others. So maybe if you would like to introduce yourself, maybe you can unmute, or maybe you can raise your hand and open your camera so that we can get to know you better. Anyone who would like to start? Kita invite yang mana kita kenal lah. Kita invite Mazda, boleh Mazda. Yeah.
So maybe I can introduce about myself. And
Yes. Our friend from Vietnam. How's Vietnam nowadays?
Actually, it's similar to Malaysia.
Everything's the same, huh?
We have been vaccinated by most of the population. For about 60 to 70% of the population.
All right.
So it's going better now, but still we kind of working hybrid from home and also in the office half of the week.
We Malaysians like to visit Vietnam, so hopefully if things are okay, we are able to go to Vietnam, especially for Ho Chi Minh and jalan-jalan. Yes, please introduce yourself and share with us what you have been doing.
So my name is Lan. am working in Văn Lang University in Ho Chi Minh City, which is one of the biggest university in Ho Chi Minh City in terms of student population. We have around 40,000 students.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
And currently we have some partnership with Malaysia University. Like, for example, we also have a partner with UniKL. We have partnership with KDU Wollongong. So today I come here because I also would like to learn from you from organizing a career orientation and also a job fair. And I would like to look forward to partnership with university from Malaysia and also with the company from Malaysia in terms of maybe internship, in terms of collaboration in workshop, in career orientation, and also in maybe summer winter programs when we can take our students there to have a short visit to university over there and also to the industry over there. And we also welcome the student or the industry coming to Vietnam for a short visit or for an exchange. Yeah.
Okay, great. Yes, look forward to have this opportunity to expand our friendship and networking. All right. Thank you very much for sharing. So yes, I would like to invite maybe Nurin Yusuf as a start, or can you introduce yourself and what we have been doing and yeah.
Hello. Oh my God. I'm at work, so.
Tak apa, it's okay.
Okay, my name is Nurina Muhammad Yusof. I'm an engineer
Oh, that's
in
great.
engineering consulting company in Kuala Lumpur.
All right.
So I'm interested to join this talk, this webinar, because I have actually started a wardrobe organizing service. Yeah.
Wardrobe organizing service. You're saying that you're gonna organize the wardrobe of people.
Yes.
Oh, how do you do that? It means so I have clothes, but I don't want to organize. I pass it to you to do it for me myself.
Basically yes. So we
that's
organize it so it's practical. It's practical for you, and it's tidier, and it's actually it gives you peace of mind. Yep. So we can do it for the whole family basically. So yeah, I've just only recently started, so I'm looking for ways to like how to progress further on this.
I see. All right. Interesting. Never thought about that, huh? How to arrange a wardrobe, huh?
You can visit our Facebook and Instagram Aturapi. I'll type it in the chat box.
Maybe you can type it in the chat box, huh? All right.
Yep.
Oh,
thank you.
Welcome. Okay, next I would like to invite my campus lifestyle. Siapalah orang ni kan? Mungkin boleh buka kamera kan? Kenalkan diri kan? We need siapa behind the camera kan? Can you introduce yourself? Okay, tak apa. There's some technical area here there. Next I would like to invite Miss Diana D. Can you introduce yourself? What you have been doing and to share with the rest of the team? Yes. Miss Diana, are you there? I wish you could tell that. Okay, it's okay. I open the floor. Anyone would like to introduce yourself, or maybe Ainul Huda? Can you introduce yourself? What have you been doing, so that we can get to know you better during this event?
There's some introduction in the chat as well, Mr. Bhatia.
Itulah perasan. Okay, nowadays people like to type rather than talk. Okay, tak apa. Okay.
Maybe some people cannot talk at the office environment.
Okay. We have here our Permata Dunia, Alin Suraya Zulkifli. I wish I could talk. It's okay, Adlin. We understand. Currently working as animator animal star. Oh, okay. So Papa Zola tak ada lah dalam movie Aduh, tak apa, it's okay. Beritahu kat Nizam, kita still akan sayang Papa Zola. I'm interested in building up an animation studio. Oh, that's great. But finding the journey quite difficult, especially from the social and the management aspect of it. Okay. No worries. We always have, we can always have a chit chat and discuss further how best that we can support your dream building an animation studio. Right? Okay. Thank you very much for sharing about yourself. How about others? Zuraini Ajma'in. Can you introduce yourself and share with us a little bit about yourself? Miss Zuraini, are you there? Okay, never mind. Next, we invite Mr. Imran Zamri. Can you introduce yourself and share with us what I've been doing to the rest of the participants? It means okay, still okay, never mind. Mazda, boleh perkenalkan diri?
Okay, Assalamualaikum. Hai.
Waalaikumsalam. Bukalah kamera sikit, Mazda.
Itulah tak berapa mengizinkan sangat.
Kalau cerita tak ada apa-apa lah. Okay, faham.
Okay, alright. My name is Mazna and I am from UTP, University Tajir Petronas Alumni Relations Office. And my team members are also here as well, Mr. Farid and also Mr. Azim. Technically, we are all here because we are part of the GLU University's members, and I am happy to get to know all of you. It's not only from UTP alumni, but also alumni members, professional from all these universities together here today. So hopefully we can further collaborate, and there are more things that we can look forward to have to organize things together. So do keep in touch, and you may always reach out to me or my team members if you would like to have collaborations, particularly in entrepreneurship or any alumni matters. Right? Okay.
Thank you very much, Mazda.
Thank you, Bahtiara.
Okay. Next, I would like to invite Mr. Azron. Can you introduce yourself? Azharuddin Arman.
Okay, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, assalamualaikum.
Allahu Akbar, Cik Azroy. Astaghfirullahaladzim. Aku tak kenal lah.
Nak because again.
Nama glamour.
Yeah, we normally use Teams. Okay, so
nama
Teams
familiar, tapi muka tak buka. Kali buka Allah, Cik Azroy kita. Okay, silakan Cik Azroy.
Because we normally use Teams, okay, for all our means of communication. Okay, so when it comes to Meet, Google Meet, okay, so it gives the more popular name, Azroy Arman. Okay, I will not just change that then. Okay, so bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum, friends from GLU, okay, and international friends. Okay, I'm Azrul Hisham bin Abdul Rahman, okay, better known as Cik Roy or Azroy, okay, or any names, okay, which you are comfortable with. Okay, I'm from UniKL. Okay, we are from the Center for Alumni and Career Services. Okay, so my team, okay, members are here. We have 12 PICs scattered around Malaysia. You know that, Cik Fatia. So we have 12 campuses throughout the peninsula. Okay, and we have members from Chancellery. Okay, so we have met, okay, Ms. Mazna, okay, and we have done, okay, some benchmarking, okay, with UTP, UNITEN, okay, and next will be MMU. Okay, so yes. Okay, so we are still working from home, as you get to see from what I'm wearing.
Very casual.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the COE guy to come. Okay, but at UniKL, the center, okay, we are focusing on the development of the alumni. And of course, as a university with 12 campuses, okay, 12 different specializations, okay, with more than 70,000, okay, alumni. Okay, so we are looking at possibilities, opportunities, okay, where we can enhance, okay, and further develop, okay, the connection. Okay, so with the establishment of GLU, okay, and with various programs conducted, I'm very sure, okay, we can bring GLU to a different height. Okay, it's about time, okay, that the world out there knows, okay, about MMU, UniKL, UNITEN, UTP. Okay, so let's work together, okay, and help all our alumni. Okay, and yeah, okay, whenever we have opportunities, okay, like this, okay, it's always good to share. So congratulations, Cik Batia and MMU team for hosting the event. Okay, back to you.
Thank you very much, Cik Roy. Allah, dulu ni kecil InsyaAllah nanti kita ada rezeki kita berjumpa lah. Dah lama dulu masa saya ingat dulu, I mean there was a time I have the opportunity to go to BMR quite some time. But again, as mentioned, we are in the same family, so we really hope that with this pandemic getting better, we are able to meet and discuss further face to face, insyaAllah. Alright? Okay. What's gonna happen now? We're gonna start. We'll take a break for a while, for 15 minutes. So before we continue for the next session with Mr. Patrick Tan Peng Jun, it's about LinkedIn tips. So I think he's from UTP. Okay. So we're gonna take for 15 minutes breaks, and then we come back for the next session. Interesting how we can, in a way, fully utilize LinkedIn as a platform to really shout your personal branding, your business, and your deal in a very digital kind of world nowadays. Okay, with that note, we stop here for a while. We will meet back again around 11:15. See you guys. Bye-bye.